Hello, my lovers. How are you? It's MJ from Ultra Love TV. Happy to be here with you. A lot of you guys know me as a tarot reader, and I absolutely love doing and offering tarot as a service. But way before I started doing the tarot, I would just sit here and talk to you guys about different ideas that I have, having quite a alternative perspective and having an insight many decades ago about paradigm shift on this planet, which is more evident now in the global reality that we're all a part of. So yeah, in essence, Ultra Love TV really did start with me just being like, I wonder what this is like about, and I wonder how you think about this, and just having quite an open mind and fairly like intellectual as well. I like to intellectualize at the same time I live from my heart. So like I don't it so I'm somebody who, it doesn't matter what people told me the reality was, all of the like external reality out there that didn't align with my heart, I was like, no, that's not the way. And so I've followed my heart and broken down, reconceptualized my own reality. Hello, Devonta, Maxine in the house. Maxine, let me know when you get your book, my lover. Oh yeah, I have a book, you guys. Thanks for the reminder. So this book is really based on my own deductionary reasoning, like 20 years of a lot of study of spiritual text, like just like reading and deciphering things like the Quran or the Bible or A Course in Miracles. And then after 20 years and then living my own life, was like, I will write a book about it. And that's my own, like all the yoga meditation that I do, and then my own intuitive, emotional, alchemical, transformational process. So in the light of my awareness, the deeper we can hold space for ourselves in profound emotional storms, I call them, the more we essentially can shapeshift our mind, which then is that which projects the reality that we see. Oftentimes what I observe in our humanity is that people don't want to go there. They don't want to admit to feeling shame, jealousy, guilt, or they just don't want to feel it, or they're like, hala, no, don't, how dare you tell me what I'm feeling, fuck you. Thank you. This is like old school. It's a little bit like shabadab because this is meant to be white, and it's kind of like an off-white color, just from, how long have I had this? I've had this shirt for a good like 4 or 5 years now. So yeah, so this is the conceptualization is really just our own, how we're putting the pieces of our own perspective together to then perceive the reality. And again, that was this deep insight. I went to the University of British Columbia and just had these profound awakenings where it's like, yeah, it's obvious to me, we're all one, we're all connected. We definitely create our own reality. We're definitely the only one perceiving in our own mind, right? And yet so much of my formative years having these awakenings was just people like laughing, ridicule, like, get sit down, you stupid idealistic woman. And then I'm like, it must be another way. And then, law of attraction and all the secret blah blah, but then also having a firm understanding, and again, in my reality, I'm like, the economy is fucked, like it's based in criminality. That was another, insight. The whole taxation system is based on like in fear, make people frightened so that they pay to be in existence. It's like, no. So the debt-based economy really is based on enslavement and poverty, and impoverishing people through oppressive control domination tactics, which, yeah, was often like the elephant in the room along my own spiritual journey, whatever that means. I just saw a tattoo, a writing down the other side. Did you? Holla! Oh, sweaty pits. Which arm? To side. I'll go do that today. What was it? I dare me. I dare me to do a little tat. Ooh. Tat. Ooh. Because I don't know if you guys know, I have some. There's a little infinity. So who was it? Somebody was like, "Is that an ant? Is that a bee?" And I'm like, "It's an infinity." And then I have the Ultra Love logo on my neck where the Atlas joint is. So holla. I just saw a tattoo, a writing. Like, is this forearm down here? Ooh, I could do. Do you know? It's funny because I got the infinity loops on my ankles in the end, but um, I initially, a friend of mine and I think wanted to get an infinity there and like have them. But I don't have that now because we're not really mates anymore. So, but ooh, that one would be like noticeable to people. So if you hold your arm out, elbow and wrist forward like that. Mm. Okie dokie. So MJ might be getting a new tat. Ooh, Sanskrit, really? Maybe it's from another lifetime. Maybe you're seeing the layers of my like ethereal bodies and different tats scribbled on my skin. The Aerosmith logo, fab. I don't even know what it is, but I will look it up. Okay, so yeah. So I used to do these types of chit chat shares every single day, guaranteed. And then, life flows and rams you up the arsehole a few times and throws you off what you think is a flow. And then this has been coming through for days now, this idea of conceptualizing our reality and how we really do think ourselves into this existence in such a way. And yet our thoughts as a collective are deeply intertwined in a pre-existing, pre-created, externalized reality, which means that we're getting so there's a lot of confusion and biofeedbacking off of a pre-existed reality that we have created, but we're in denial of the fact that we have created it. And I dare say most of us aren't going deeply enough into our emotional field to have the mental space to reconceptualize what we do here. And this is what we do. Dustin Rod, low frequency. Hola. Nice to see you. I often see you, I think, in maybe Adrian's chat or maybe I think Anastasia as well. I've seen you there sometimes as well. So nice to have you here. Right. So it really is our detachment from thought that allows us to have the open-mindedness to reconceptualize our world, which of course requires us to, one, break free from divisive, blame, attack, and low frequency thought vibration. So we have to have the awareness. We have to be holding space to own what we're thinking and feeling in any situation. And then to have the clarity of awareness to hold space for ourselves within the noticing of that thought frequency belt of awareness or creation to then change it. So we're coming into this field of awareness within the human collective of a quantum thought understanding. So we as beings are reflecting back to one another. Okay, right, we are the creators of this reality. We have some energy to clear. This part of the global paradigm shift, or this so-called pandemic that we're in, energetically speaking, is that we're having to face down our deepest, darkest shadows as a collective. We're having to truly own the shits that we're in individually and collectively. It's one and the same thing. As one goes, so does the whole. So as we all, as one self, own our reality and choose our desired creation based on the contrast that we create, we then continue to create a more uplifted, a more loving, a more harmonious, a more desired reality. And it is true. it absolutely is the way. And yet often it would appear that for most of us taking these leaps and having these journeys, there's each leap we take, we're going to have more illusions to shatter. It's astounding, actually, because I mean, I thought I was pretty aware 5 or 6 years ago. It's like, I'm aware, I meditate, I practice yoga, blah, blah. And now I'm like, I don't know anything except like it's been 5 years. I'm like, yes, there's an awareness of a greater awareness, and there's more depth, and it's faster, and like there's less triggers, and there's more an ability to hold the space for the triggers. And yet, the more we break down, the more constantly there's just the knowingness of the non-knowing anything at all, especially as a human. Maybe in my like spirit form. I'm like, hello, I know more than you, MJ, but hey, how are you? I still got my cards out as well, but I really don't feel like doing the cards today. I just felt like having a chat, and then I had to remind myself, it's my channel. I'll do what I want. I can. I come to the office before I have coffee. And I'm sure I did something this morning that made me be like, I need the coffee. I don't need it, but it's gosh darn jolly enjoyable. So happy to be here. Do you know, it's fab. So one, I have this office space. Two, this is the first week I haven't done the commute back to Cornwall. So that's liberated me. It's actually made me feel like I have a lot more time. Plus it means that 7 days a week I can come to this office. I'm also sitting with muchly of the contrast, as per usual, we all do this. And I'm really, it's this weird cosmic trickster vibrashe of like, I left this place and it's looped me back and been like, you're not leaving. And you're like, okay. But then it's okay because it's like surf yoga vibrashe. It's like the dream life. It's just that my little mind thought I knew better. And I did not. I did not. So, holla. After I do this today, I think I'm going to do some charity shopping and crush the incense and accept. Exactly. Thank you for the Roots post the other day. She's so amazing. Isn't she fucking amazing? This is Roots, all you guys. Oh y'all love her. This is Roots. The Roots. And myself, Jamie, Scott, we're part of the live share crew, isn't it? So in the live share crew, we're all like, Roots! And I've had myself, actually, if she sees this, I have to honor it because I have to send some dosh Rootsies way to get her back better connected, basically. So dope, right? And just like common, just the sister love vibration. We met, Roots and I hung out, we rent. Nothing. It's in my mind. I know I didn't express it out loud, but it made me laugh. We hung out, Roots and me hung out, basically. So like, and it was the weirdest thing, but also awesome because there was a moment where we did ceremony together, right? So there was this moment where we're both staring at ourselves and one another in the mirror. And I was like, Roots, it's so weird because when I look at your face, that's what I think I look like. And she was like, I do the same. When I look at you, I think I look like that. But then we were looking at each other side by side, being like, we don't even necessarily look that much alike. And we're like, I know. Like, how weird is that? And like, I know. I don't know what's what. Like, I'm like, and kind of ever since then, I'm like, I look different to myself. I'm like, what? I don't look exactly like Roots? Huh? So weird. So yeah, we hung out. Anywho, these are Rootsy's beautiful bespoke natal charts. If you guys want to buy some, I think I've put Roots' email below. So anyway, I thank you, Maxine. Thank you for, just sharing the Roots love with myself, because I find her vulnerable and just honest noodle sharing refreshing and in alignment. And there again, I think more and more of us who just share honestly, we can realize like, hello, Tamatha, you were in my mind so much yesterday because I have your beautiful, the Joy and the All to Love, the card holder. And I randomly went to my mom's shipping unit and I got more cards, which means I purposely got more cards out because I want to, as much as I love the Backstreet Boys, Honey Bunch of the Woods, I want to put the Backstreet Boys safely stowed away and then use that pouch that you made. It's just beautiful as another card holder. So yay. Yay. Oh, thank you. On top of that, everyone. Oh. So yeah, if you guys want to buy a bespoke natal chart, she sends them out international, and there's 3 different sizes, 3 different price points. You can either email me or email Roots, and she'll get cracking on that one. So yeah, there we go. I really appreciate that you guys also res with some of my besties. And then of course there's and then Divine Sight and I are likely to do work and hold ceremony. And I say ceremony, let's have a ceremony. Basically, let's have a high vibrashe get together, which will include some possible like loving of the self from the depth of emotional alchemy, so that we don't harbor all the freaking pain no more. Just checking. I'm just checking in to see if you were still there, to be honest. So don't you love how it's like 16 minutes in? I had like a whole this is back in my Dizzy. Again, how this whole channel came to pass was me driving when I used to do like full-time yoga teaching. I'm talking, 20 plus sessions a week, just everyday teaching and driving all over this freaking beautiful county to see all the clients and like beautiful vistas, lovely views. But I would often get my most exhilarating rush of insights and divine downloads whilst driving. And then I started doing the public speaking, and then I was just like, I need to just keep sharing more of the juicy nugget vibration that drops into my brain from my hot lovers. And there again, where it's like people that go around being like absolute gibberish, and I'm like, actually, it's really not. You just are a bit mean and don't understand what I'm talking about. But holla, mega hot love, mega hot love. Because so those of you who've never read me, my early awakenings, I just knew there was a paradigm shift was happening, not only necessary. Like my compassionate, empathic heart was like, oh my God, why are we hurting each other and stealing from each other so bad? And then people be like, you're idealistic, and I'm like, or intelligent, like. Or the heart space is infinitely more intelligent than a fearful heart that just wants to steal and dominate to try to protect its separate self. Hence, the wound of separation is the almighty sin that separates us from the God source that we are. Thank God for all y'all lovers. It's so the truth. And you guys know it because you've been such a lifeline for me over especially these last couple of years that I've been truly pioneering the online work as a means to thrive my existence on this planet. You guys showing up have truly been that benevolence. One, ushering me to keep going, because I tell myself and I tell all you in the book pretty much at the end of each chapter, just keep going. Like, thank God I wrote this for myself, because and then I've had clients be like, holy shit, MJ, all this emotional transformation stuff is really intense. I'm like, yeah, but life is intense. And would you really have it any other way? Like, either stay in the doom of misery as a slave to your own prior existence, or awaken yourself, integrate, and then have an epic, beautiful, shiny life, but also be an emotional weirdo, because that's still people, your brothers and sisters, they still might judge you from time to time, but that's okay. At least now we have the awareness to not take on people's judgment. You feel me? You with me? Yes. I have to tune in, Tabitha. I've been away from. So part of this my new reality as well is that where I'm living, I don't have the Wi-Fi connection. So it's actually great, if I'm honest. Like I still can have the odd chat with friends. Like I still can kind of lean out a window and get enough connection to have a chat, but it's not like I'm watching YouTube videos when I get back home. It's like maybe I actually got one of those, like my computer doesn't have one of those CD drives anymore, or didn't, and so I have one of those external connectors. And so yeah, my intention after our morning sesh today is to go down into town and find me some DVDs to watch. And then yesterday was a roundabout way. I really wanted to have just a mega chill duvet day, and yet I ended up chasing waves. No, I didn't. No, I didn't at all. I came in, I did live share crew in the morning. I had a couple private readings, which makes me think I have to send those to those people. And then I went to chill, came back. There was a crazy storm, ended up traffico, got a trigger, ended up having to cancel the session because traffic and the weather and like poor connection and blah, blah. Then that made me think of like, I should have just taken the day for myself anyway, because that's what I wanted. But hey, live and learn. And then just a lot of contrast from yesterday, which continues to remind me or biofeedback to me the sense of like, we're simply accelerating the awareness of the self. So today, I feel like there's no other things in my diary. There's no booking. So today now feels like the day that I shall claim my duvet day. Like I'm not going to do any work. I'm just going to sit in my bed. But the first is, one, I have to wait for the shops to open because they don't open for like hours. And then I shall venture into a charity shop because you guys know I only buy secondhand. Upcycle, my lovers. Sustainability, isn't it? Like, oh my God, do you guys ever get triggered with the amount of fucking waste and trash? That's hence why I propagate like sustainability reigns supreme. Also, stop buying shit you don't need by companies who hurt each other. Like, it's just not cool or fun for anybody. Plus, it's just so much buildup of fucking trash. It's like, wake up, humanity! Stop buying mindlessly and remember who you are. That quantum understanding, right? It's like, so anywho, today I'm going to go around the charity shops, find me some old school. One, I want to find sliding doors. That would be good. Recommend me some good old school classics, my lovers. Yes, I buy through the Poshmark at eBay. Although this was probably the last like new item I bought, but it was obviously a company that propagates the sustainability, and they're called Super Love Teas. They're based in California. And from what I can ascertain, clearly they're not a company who does any kind of like slave labor, and it's organic, sustainable materials as far as I'm aware. And yeah, they just have all of these. Oh my God, I just realized like my fly is completely undone. I only did up one button. Like, well done, MJ. So you guys know, like in the Zero Waste course, one of our Be the Change online courses, and the Zero Waste course, and indeed the Vegan Love course, I just say like, hey, I only buy really from eBay, like, and charity shops, and I love it because I find it's like, I missed you so much, Tabitha, girlfriend. I've thought of you, and a couple of times you popped in where I'm like, I have to check in. I want to check in, or I've seen a post and been like, I want to watch that. So hala. So good that you're here. I'm glad you got it. See, this is the feels of me being called to be like, I just want to have a chat. It's been a while. Now you guys know I have a live share crew. Live share crew pays either £5.55, £8.88, or £11.11 to join the weekly chat. And I'm so thankful for my live share crew. Love the bush familia, so familia. So we do hang out, but of course I've missed the broader community, right? And I totally get that around these online of like when we don't want to have to dish out. So I'm so in love with sharing with the broader community in the freebie vibes, and then for live share crew a little bit more, I guess, community sense and intimacy as well. We're intimate with the live share. So yeah, holla. I was talking about upcycling, highly recommend. In fact, if you guys happen to be watching this and buy one of the Be the Change courses, I'll hook up a free reading for you guys. I'd recommend Vegan Love 1 per se. Although I must say, like, the Unplug for Freedom is legit. If you guys are still struggling from not watching TV, I'd recommend Unplug for Freedom to just get a real clear sense of how the TV and advertising totally corrupts and manipulates our mind. I know it's clever or maybe a bit subliminal, but it's absolutely like, it's like, you guys, that wasn't very nice of you putting TVs in all of our homes and making us think that you cared about our well-being and didn't just weren't doing some sort of psychological kind of, let us see if we can actually make them into consumption robots. It's like, stop it. You guys remember that we're organic. I'm talking pure truth. No, I was gonna say razzmatazz. I'm speaking pure razzmatazz for all of you lovers who like to conceptualize your reality. Everyone's conceptualizing your reality already. It's just that the endeavoring of actually owning and transforming your reality is quite deep. And so often people don't want to go into that depth because it's emotionally painful. And our culture typically has like good emotion, bad emotion. Don't feel the bad emotion and only exhibit the good emotion to make you a good person. Bad emotion, you're a bad person. So none of us want to express the bad emotions because we're all afraid of being a bad person, except all of us, I'm sorry, unless you're truly living in pure love light bubble, there's some shits, there's some density, there's some low-level karma, jealousy, shame, guilt. And I still am like, I'm pretty sure that's there for most. Increasingly, I find these documentaries coming out of our spiritual gurus of another time, and like they had their own distortion. You know, I think anytime we're trying to, we're idolizing, or putting some like, oh, that person is so fantastic. There's like, we are all fantastic, and we can all be piles of poo-poo too. You know, we all have the shadow. That's the point of shadow work, which from the empathic point of view just means you feel your emotions. You don't deny your emotions. Nor do you wallow in them, and nor do you self-pity, and nor do you aggrandize them. Because sometimes, every so often, we can almost be like, oh my God, like I am feeling, and it feels so juicy, and almost like luxuriating the emotion. Which, again, as long as you're not projecting it onto other people, I think we're all right. Hello, Lorna, hi, how are you, my lover? Look at this. My mission is to have a healthy looking poo. Totally. Mine, I'm on that. Oh my God. Oh my God. What are we talking about here? I don't even know what is coming out of this. Guys, let's get serious, okay? The birds are singing. The birds. It's the seagulls are chirping away. It's so great to have you all here. I missed you. I love you so much. I get to see more poo now. I go go veggie, go vegan, yo. You poo, you be rocking them supremely. Supreme! And a burrito supreme! Supreme! Yeah! Go now, go 1, 2, 3. Do you remember that? The tenacious deer! A long-ass fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo lived a humble family, religious through and through. Below there was a black sheep and he knew just what to do. You guys, shh. All right. So, back into my notes. This is how, holla. The snifta test 2 JB. John Beanie. sniff test. And just, okay, anyway, crack on with the actual notes that you've got here. Sometimes I get into an accent and I just want to keep practicing it because it's feeling good in my mouth. Isn't that weird? Okay. So FYI creators, you are conceptualizing your reality. Sometimes it can be a bit of an emotional hit to actually start owning what you have conceptualized thus far. And yet together, it gets a little bit easier. Plus with deeper emotional holding of space, mouth feels for sure, you get better and better at it. And that's something for me now, like best part of 10 years into like conscious transfer, like next level conscious transformation. I was already practicing mind over matter to a certain degree and emotional responsibility to a certain degree. But then 2011, 2012, it became super duper conscious. Hence, after 7 years of it, or 4 odd years of that conscious transformation, and then seeing the results of it, I wrote and published the book. So there was a bit of a kind of a through line. I mean, and also publish a book to hold yourself accountable, right? And at the same time, sometimes you put your own stuff out there. That's also when you get attacked the worst. If I'm honest, like I had more people kind of tear me down and friends be like, you are not what you say in the book. And I'm like, I know, I do my best to practice. Sorry. Or people read the book and they know it better, and I don't live up to whatever they project, like there's all this fucking weird shit. So holla. Ain't no holla back, girl. Ain't no holla back. So guess what? And that's also the people, the fucking legendary people pleaser that I am having to break all those people pleasing tendencies down, because every time, my loves, if you be people pleasing, it will ram you up the arsehole on the other side of you realizing that you've just been people pleasing. Why do we people please? Because deep down inside we feel unworthy. And we think we have to make our dreams come true through other people that we're like, oh, maybe that person can help me. I'll be really nice. Hi. Everywhere in business, we see it everywhere often in our kind of different social circles. It's just sort of in an enslavement system. Certainly people pleasing is another tactic to, he should be nice, except there's a whole bunch of corruption going on that is not nice at all. That's part of the shining of the light, the elephant in the room, the breaking free from quote unquote spiritual circles that don't live in their integrity in a false economy. I.e., we're all intertwined in a control and domination system, which is based on oppressing and denying and lying to one another, instead of opening our hearts and being the fucking light-filled truth that we all are. And this is part of what I do in my own expression, is like, what are we doing? And I tell you, they will break it down. Like, I've had to just face damn near bankruptcy and homelessness and eviction, and because straight up legit, it might look all shiny and all to love, and it's so lovely, but behind the scenes, oftentimes my energy alone, just by being the truth that I am, it shakes people, and they don't want me around. Like that's just how it's rolled. And I have truth and I have love for all of these people who have ever possibly done me wrong. I welcome it, because I know that I invited that for my own learning, for my own experiential momentum that I've been building on this life path, right? As a conscious creator. It's not, hey, Isaac, how are you? I feel like I've seen you here before as well. Living on the edge. Holla. Yeah, right, John. It's like we don't even realize it. And there's also oftentimes a biofeedback, like in my own like tragic heroine, like I'll do it myself, blah, 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 blah. There's a real inherent neediness, hence the people pleasing that leaks back. But then the fear, when it gets triggered, we run, right? And that's something, it's so funny at this stage, like the greater awareness of like, I can hold space. I can also see my reaction of wanting to run, having enough awareness to not run, but hold space to discern what the contrast is showing me for my preference. And ultimately, because I think I'm, for my own personal existence, I'm wanting to have longevity in the business affiliations, in the professional, in the personal, in the intimate, whatever. I'm desiring to have a longevity in my business and sustainability. Sustainability is longevity. And that's the conscious choosing of a different type of language. No longer, I would say, in new paradigm terminology do we talk about profitability, because in essence, profitability is an ideation of lack. The only reason that as a humanity we're on this incessant drive to profit, to gain, is because we feel lost as a humanity, you know? And so, hello! I love being here. I'm so appreciative that you're here as well, Dustin. Yeah, the only reason we even have this profitability, capitalist greed system is because we are functioning from the core wound of separation, which means we feel less than, which means we're looking for God. We're looking for ourselves in all of the material chasing that we're doing, regardless of how much blindness there is into that. And yet here we are undergoing a mass awakening, going, holy fucking shit, we were it all along. Because in truth, when we come back to our heart, there's just, we don't want to, just in my heart, I don't want this stuff they're selling me. That was part of my early awakenings when I was 19 at uni. It was like, don't do what they tell you to do and do what they tell you not to. You know, that's hence my own little, like, I know I talk about love and I'm just this little woman or blah, blah. But in my own personal reality, I've often made choices which I knew were fucking radical. You know, for as long as I can remember, I haven't really bought new, or I would walk into fucking Topshop or walk into H&M and I would steal stuff. And I'm not proud of it. But that time in my awareness, I was angry at corporate greed. I was a bit like, fuck you guys. I'm going to have your boots because I can't afford to buy my own. And the dumbass world needs me to have high heels to cocktail waitress. That's why I never was able to hang out in those jobs. And I punished myself for it. And then I started my yoga career and I realized the truth is that you just don't steal. I would never steal from a corporation at this point because it's still not mine, even though technically they're stealing from us. But let's be honest, we need to reclaim our freedom. And that doesn't mean we have to fight back. We only simply need to stand in our truth, because the truth is this, the beingness that we are is all there is, and we are this planet. And so long as we keep fighting this idea that there's external corporation, then we continue to hold our unity away from ourselves. Be the change that we wish. Grow your food. Put your fucking bare feet on this planet and claim it as your own. That's it. Live your truth. The world will show up. But it is intense. It will stand down. You have to stand down greed. You have to stand down people's projections of you. You have to commit over and over and over and over again to your own truth and your own light. You know, it's not a fucking quick fix. It's not a dangle your carrot in front of your face like the media wants us to believe. Right? It's like your truth. And there again, I can speak this from my own heart space, and you're feeling it. You're feeling it in your own beingness, and yet you know absolutely that your own truth in your own life, however it looks, is just that little bit different, you know? You gotta get up to get there. You know it. You hear the street cleaners, ground control, vibrational cleaning crew. That's what we are. I had somebody read from my book last night in front of people. It was a little embarrassing, but kind of funny as well. Personally, think like I haven't actually read it since publishing it, because I don't. If any of you have ever published a considerable sized material, you'll know that like the editing process is rigorous. Like I just like 12th read and we're still finding little typos and so by the time we actually completed and published and we weren't getting loops of more typos, I just was like, you know, like I and then he was reading from it, and I was like, hey, there's some juicy nuggets in there. Fantastic. Oh, it's a fantastic, don't you know? Did you guys ever watch Bobby's World? I'm squirming in my squirming is a little bit like juicy, is a little bit like succulent, is a little bit like moist. Squirm. Oh my God. Okay. So MJ is going to go. Wait, did I even finish my notes? No. Because you guys just distracted my heart love. Yes, ma'am. Oh, God. You're getting all those juicy words in my mouth. So, my lovers, I have missed this. I have missed the live chittle chats, and I will endeavor to. I don't know. I say these things, and I'm like, I love you. I love you. I say these things, and then I'm like, a week later, I'm like, intuition reigns supreme. I can't stick to a schedule. And like even yesterday, I'm like, I don't even know how long I'll be in this reality. Literally every 2 to 3 months, and new reality. What? You think it'd be exhausting, but somehow the divine flow keeps you going. I mean, I'm still manifesting my own home, like where I can have things. No, it's just I'm good. Life looks after me. Holla, Aries energy. Yeah, just a little. Just I'm also really. It's like I'm sweating, but there's nothing on underneath here, so we're not doing it. Okay. I'm gonna actually read my notes. So, but then I'm sure I've covered it. I'm certain. Okay, quantum thought understanding. This is what we do here, FYI. This whatever notes I'm reading is not like new to us, homies. Juicy fruit. Do you remember juicy fruit? Juicy fruit is a candy, is it not? Why, although they're cleaning the streets, I should be, I ought to be very, very thankful. Those people are out there in the morning cleaning the streets that I get to walk on, so I'm thankful. But you're loud. So, conceptualizing reality, deeper insights for a rapidly changing world. The world is happening fast. How? Why? Because we as a humanity are undergoing quantum upgrade, right? Suddenly thinking from, oh, we're all separate little creatures. Oh, so think of that bass tone. Oh, you know, and into like, oh wait, we're all one. Holy shit. And then we're evolving, right? We're moving from a 3-dimensional separation-based perspective into what people say 5th dimension quantum thought. So unity-based understanding, which is the individual self holding space for the container of duality versus individual self being reactive to the duality, not realizing that they are that, the container of it, right? So that's the quantum thought, shifting into actually understanding that. And then this is our evolutionary leap. This is affecting our DNA. So our DNA is shifting to embody quantum creation. That's helping us, well, to have dominion, conscious control as such with regard. And yet we understand that simply through divine anchor of being in the divine alignment of that which we choose to create, which means not doing any harm to self or other, and living in truth of your own authenticity, right? Did somebody say juicy? I'm feeling like let's go flying Sasquatch, like from a long ass fucking time ago. I'm hearing that song. It's a Sasquatch and he's going to protect me. Do you know it? Okay. So DNA is shifting to embodied quantum creation. That means our vessels are shape-shifting. Again, our vessels are shape-shifting to become lighter in essence. It also means that as the being that we are, our mind has a greater sense of cellular manipulation. So you, in your feeling beingness, can go into any cluster of density, pain, in the physical vessel and like cloudburst, essentially. Like you can use the light of your awareness to go into an area and create space. Things like yoga or any kind of movement, conscious movement and conscious embodiment, i.e. you live in the body that you are, that will help to have dominion over the cellular activity of your beingness, right? And then life force. So then faster feels, deeper awareness, and then Oh, it's somehow connected to like that insight of like we don't do what they tell you to do what they don't tell you to do. But this is a weird one. Maybe some of you will get a little bit, but like slower is faster and faster is slower. I just have that. It's interchangeable, but it's equal. So as you slow down, your ability to create, i.e., manifestation, is faster. And then adversely, if you're running around like fast, and like, oh my god, I don't have time to slow down. Everything's fucking fast. You're actually manifesting real fucking slow, as in you're holding back. You're not as effective. You're not as functional. You're not as efficient when you're like when the head is, and so that's just constantly we can check it out. Ooh! Chic équilibre, mon ami, perfect timing. I am gonna do your sit just now. I'm gonna close this sesh. Eternal now, in effect. For sure, right? So slower is faster and faster is slower. Chic, perfect timing. So chic is it? Faire oh, my lovers, it's so good to be here with you. I'm really, really happy to be doing this share. Alors, chic équilibre. I'll see you in a moment. I'm gonna do a little private reading for Monsieur Chic. Alors, you guys, my lovers of the highest order, the hot love vibrashe, ground control vibrational cleaning crew. You guys, I love you loads. I'm gonna go to my T-mail shop. I might be designing some more t-shirts or go check out the new crop tops. I might get some of those. And there's this whole new like rainbow range, spread the love, all that kind of stuff. So feel free to go check out the Alta Love T-mail merchandise thing. Pardon me. And or if more of you guys are wondering about the stuff that I sell at Alta Love, please go check that out. Super happy to get you live as well. Chic, I'll do, pardon me, I'm having coffee burps. I'll do a little reading based on what we chatted about privately, and then I'll send you the link so you can join me in the Unlisted if you want. Anywho, my lovers, I would highly recommend this book. It's really fun. It's a really nice little reminder of what I did. And yet it's just all different perspectives of the same teaching, which is you are all that you are seeking. And most of us just need to be like mega, mega chill. Hot love vibrashe. Just love you so. You guys, super duper fun. Why do I have this? It must be so like I think of flashing at the end. I'm like, that's not what we do here. So I'm giving you guys a big hug. Big mega hot love. Okay, you guys, I hope to see you again tomorrow. If you want to join the live share crew, I'd love to have you in our live share crew. Yeah, otherwise just keep loving yourself, and I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Booyakasha! It's such a pleasure, you guys, like for rizzles. You feel me. Much love. I'll speak soon. Bye-bye.